Welcome to a wild adventure. First, a smell worse than a pigsty hits us, then, surprise. A terrifying monster appears. Look, it's staring pigs and their owners. The assistant realizes the severity and quickly knocks on Ling's window. They open the shed door, hit by a wave of foul odor, exclaiming, "When did the coffin turn into this?" They searched frantically, forgetting the roof seal. Ling called Old Gao and found an old, tattered helmet near the coffin. At that moment, a gigantic shadow approached. It demanded in fluent little Japanese, "Are you human?" Ling quickly kneels and exclaims, "I'm not a person, I'm your servant." To her horror, a head rolls into view. It's the monk's head. While trembling in fear, Ling wondered if this was just a misunderstanding. The other party was momentarily stunned, but suddenly, a terrifying voice loomed above them. Ling's voice echoed dramatically, and the assistant urged her to run, but just as she made a dash, the monster grabbed her with a swift hand. It examined the handsome assistant closely, and then decisively swiped at him. Ling thought, "Well, guess I'm done for." Suddenly, the monster noticed the Buddha tower beside Ling and began chanting scriptures. Suddenly, the monster spontaneously combusted into a fireball, soaring skyward. All four were stunned. The scene shifted to a hospital, where news reported a wild bear shredded pigs and 2 bodies. The victims, a monk and a pig pen worker. Local officials hunted the bear. Ling, bloody, nervously sweated outside the door. She didn't know if the assistant would survive. Old Dal sat beside her, apologizing. "I shouldn't have dug up that coffin." Ling didn't blame anyone. She just worried about the assistant because that monster had shadows and footprints totally played by its own rules. It wasn't a vengeful ghost, it was a vibrant, living spirit. At long last, the surgery room door slowly creaked open, and the doctor stepped out, causing Ling's heart to pound almost out of her chest. Although the victim lost much blood with poor prognosis, they saved his life. However, the worst issue was a spinal injury needing immediate transfer. Upon hearing the doctor, Old Gal suddenly remembered a key point. The fox will cut the tiger demon. That's what Mr. Park said before he bit the dust. The Korean shamanistic ritual uniquely involves dry bread by the bedside as 3 women circle and mumble incantations. The person on the bed reacted, and just then, the assistant suddenly opened his eyes. He inquired in fluent little Japanese, saying, "Ling, where is your master located at present?" The assistant, with a rosy complexion, gave a precise coordinate which matched the one on Old Gal's feng shui. "He's the guardian of that place." The assistant smiled, and Old Gal's heart sank, realizing it was the temple monster from last night. Luckily, the monster was asleep, undisturbed since last night. Old Gal fled, while Ling's ritual ended. She confirmed, "That's a Japanese ghost." Thanking them, she realized this was all on her now. Old Gal shuffled into the sorcerer's house, muttering, "What a misfortune turned fortunate." He first went to yesterday's temple for clues, having heard it was a grave robber's hotspot. Leaving tools, Old Gal dug through the junk and found an ancient book with a photo inside. The back of the photo had iron saw written on it. Old Gao initially thought these individuals were grave robbers, but upon closer inspection, he saw that they all had steadfast expressions. The names of these brave individuals were meticulously carved onto the island heads and shovels. With deep respect, Old Gao shouldered the 2 historically laden tools and cheerfully made his way towards the solemn grave site. To his surprise, he found last night's monster. The sorcerer was still puzzled why Old Gao wanted to return. Old Gao replied, "It's because I was saying, Ling's Japanese fox spirit was the chosen tomb. He had placed an iron brick there, and those warriors of yore had tried to pull it out, but to no avail." After Old Gao's speculation, Ling realized the Japanese ghost guarded the iron brick. Old Gao wondered if they could succeed. If the iron brick was pulled out, Ling's assistant's evil spirit might just vanish too. Indeed, old Japanese ghosts were trouble, but Ling could distract them while Old Gao pulled out the brick. Just then, the assistant sensed something was off, and Ling quickly called for a doctor. While treating him, Ling found the cut by the Japanese ghost cleverly avoided the golden tattoo. The Japanese ghost feared golden tattoos, leading to a hilarious scene as Ling and the assistant tossed fragrant fish. They marked their target, a cedar tree, hoping to lure the Japanese ghost over. Meanwhile, in the hospital, the assistant was busy sticking charms and holding a big rooster. As night fell, the Japanese ghost was about to appear, and Old Gal kept a close watch on the grave. Suddenly, a hand shot up from the soil. The assistant began to chew indescribable. In the sky, the enormous Japanese ghost appeared, grabbing a fragrant fish and swallowing it, as Old Gal and his assistant jumped into the grave. Ling pretended as a tree deity, chatting with the Japanese ghost to delay time. The ghost recounted with sorrow, "I was once imprisoned in Day Temple, enduring the torment of captivity, but I was originally destined to be sent to the magnificent Korean shrine. And now, unexpectedly, I find myself stuck here. What a twist of fate. Ha ha." Meanwhile, Old Gao and his assistant dug deep but found no iron brick. Ling had pushed herself to the limit and was finally seen through by the Japanese ghost. Just then, an elderly figure cloaked in white appeared behind her. It was her grandmother back from the dead. Ling quickly dashed back to old Gao's side as the Japanese ghost transformed once more into a fireball, charging straight for him. He seemed completely unfazed as a golden mosquito appeared on old Gao's face, instantly extending its hand into his body. Just as old Gao was in danger, Ling swiftly poured a bucket of blood on the Japanese ghost. And don't forget to subscribe.